Hi, I have another mail art video for you. This time I'm featuring the Close to My Heart paper, this beautiful Skylark edition. And so I'm starting with two blank templates. One is a cardstock base and the other one is a watercolor base. This is my cardstock one, and I'm going to start by just pouncing some paint. I'm actually using a plastic bag, little wrapper to do that. So I did some turquoise and some white. I'm just trying to create a background on the envelope, and I'm alternating between both envelopes. So I'm trying to get some paint, spread some color around. I'm trying to match the paper color, and so the goal really is just to get some paint down, cover the base so it's not white anymore, and then I'm going to go from there. So after I pounced the paint, I was like, I wasn't really too happy, but I went with it. This is the watercolor envelope, and so I watered down some acrylic paint, and I'm just scribbling basically onto the watercolor paper. It reacts a little differently than the other paper, the cardstock, and so just making some marks on it. Again, just getting some color. While the other one is drying, I'm going back to my acrylic cardstock one, adding some more paint to it. Again, I'm using that plastic wrapper so you can give it some texture. And now I'm going to use the brayer to kind of move the paint around. Some green distress paint, I think it's olive. And that one reacts with water, so I'm pouring some water onto it and kind of helping it move around, brayering it. I'm trying to match the colors of that Skylark paper. And so that's kind of where I'm getting my color palette from. And I'm alternating between the watercolor paper and the cardstock envelope. I'm trying to get two at the same time. Just using up all the extra green paint that I had. And now I'm using one of the Tim Holtz stencils, those tag stencils. I think this is the splatters. I thought it was really cool. With some gray acrylic paint, pouncing it with a sponge brush. So it's kind of like that glass water stain. And so I lightened up the gray because I think it was a little bit too dark, added a little bit of white to it, and going over on top just to give it another layer of paint. And so now on the watercolor one, I'm actually cleaning up the tag, the stencil, and whatever paint kind of seeps through is what I'm using. And so I'm just kind of using as my cleanup. So it's a lot lighter, but for this one it seems to work out. And now to the paper again. This is the Skylark paper from Close to My Heart. I really wanted to use that one corner with the bird. So I kind of want that to be my focal point. I cut up the section and I'm putting it on with Collage Podge. I like Collage Podge because it kind of dries really fast. Burnishing it down with my bone folder so I can give a smooth attached finish to it. No air bubbles. So now I'm using a stamp that I carved myself. So this is one of my own stamps. And I'm kind of sketching out the hair. It's just the face, so I'm kind of trying to sketch out some hair. So I give it some hair and I kind of play around with it. I'm using some Tim Holtz Distress, I think that's the linen, to add some color to the face. It is stamped on watercolor paper, so it has a little bit of a watercolor feeling. So I'm going to use some of the Close to My Heart ink, the Desert Sand, to give it some color as well. So I kind of just stamped it on the craft mat and added some water to it, and I'm using it as a watercolor type. So the Desert Sand ink along with the linen distress paint to add some color. And then I'm playing with some blue hair. I decided not to keep the blue hair, but I still went ahead and tried to give it some dimension and paint. Again, those are Close to My Heart ink pads. I'm using it kind of like a watercolor, and that's the Lagoon color. After cutting it out, I decided that I didn't really like the hair, so I got rid of the hair and just kept my face. And now I'm trying to figure out the placement of everything. Decided to add a little bit more texture with another Tim Holtz stencil. This one's like a bunch of little holes in it, kind of like a grid. And so now I'm going to attach my face down. Using Collage Podge again. And now I'm adding some hair. I went in with pink, so this is a very, very light pink color. And I'm giving it some hair. And then I'm going to add some darker pink. So this is the Believe in Yourself stamp set from Close to My Heart. And it says, believe in yourself. There's a little bird on there. And I thought it was really cute. I really liked it, but I didn't like how it's stamped. So after stamping it, I decided to use the one that I had stamped as a practice on the paper instead. On the back of it, so I'm adding just a little bit more of that ink, Desert Sand ink to give it just a little bit more shading. Then I'm going to fussy cut the Believe in Yourself that I stamped on the watercolor paper. And I'm going to use it to go over my stamp, just so that it can stand out just a little bit more, so it can pop up more. The one I stamped directly onto the envelope kind of got lost. Using some Prismacolor color pencils, I am kind of outlining the hair, giving it just a little bit more color. And then I'm going to use some mineral spritz to kind of spread that ink, that pigment around with a little Q-tip. And so this gives me some shading and adds just some more color to the hair. I just tried to define the edges a little bit using some of that Lagoon ink, and then I'm going to use Collage Pots to glue it down. And there you have it. I'm going to glue it down. And my first envelope is ready. Again, this one's featuring Close to My Heart products. I used the Skylar paper as my main color palette, and I used it on the background, just some paper pieces, and the stamps also from Close to My Heart. I am a Close to My Heart consultant, and I'd love an opportunity to earn your business. If you like any of the products and you would like to try them, follow the link below. Thanks for watching.